Hello and welcome to Overwatch Tips. I will be your narrator for this video, and what you are watching is a test of the margins that qualify as headshots for a variety of Overwatch characters. We start off with Bastion. You can see he has not too much bonus on the side, and a decent bonus in the top, meaning he doesn't have to directly be shooting at the head to score a headshot. Switching over to D.Va, we see something that I was not expecting, certainly. She has one of the highest sets of margins in the game. She can shoot the name of a character to score a headshot, and she doesn't even have to be close to the side of the character for a headshot. Now Genji, I've heard complaints about him. He does not have much of a boost on the side. Generally speaking, not too big of a deal. On the top, however, if you shoot just below the name, then you do. And because he fires a string of 3 projectiles at all times, if you can land all 3, he's taking you out. Now Hanzo, other really common character to complain about. He does deserve it. He has high margins on both the side and above. Lucio, again, not a character you hear complained about, and you can see his side margin is almost non-existent, and his top margin is somewhere between barely there and non-existent. The big thing about Lucio is his projectiles are circles or spheres. They have a larger area they can strike against the counter. McCree, basic running gun character, nothing on the side, but there are some headshots at the top. And by nothing, I should say, it means he has to actually hit the pixels of the head as the user perceives him. But shoot above the head, and you get some nice headshots.
Just a matter of time.
Mei, another character that you might not expect. She does get a slight boost on the side. There you see the crosshair is outside the sides of the robot's head. And, as with many other characters, it seems, does get a high boost to shooting above. She doesn't have to shoot the name, but if she shoots just below the name, she's still qualified. Mercy. People have made a lot of fun of Mercy for not running and gunning, but surprisingly, she has one of the highest boosts to headshots. Keep that in mind next time you trash your Mercy for defending herself. Soldier 76, basic run and gun character. Shooting from the side, pretty much non-existent margin. Shooting from the top, a little bit of a margin. Nothing too special. So keep that in mind. While other characters might be more challenging to play if you're just getting into this, Soldier 76 requires greater accuracy for all of those headshots. Next up we have Symmetra. Symmetra is a little bit different. Similar to Lucio, she fires projectiles with a size. You can see that in the crosshairs. That's the space between them is the maximum size she can fire. Now, it seems like the projectile has to directly intersect the pixels of the head, and you can see that here. When you shoot on the side, there's almost none. So, it's an intersection case. Shooting above, it looks like there might be a little bit, but it's kind of hard to tell because of all the different variables we're dealing with. You can see all of these circle sizes. That first robot was entirely single click, so I was not holding down. But for these robots, I was testing what would happen if you let the diameter get bigger and bigger. And what it seems to come out to is no matter how long you hold it down, you will always have to worry about the edge of the projectile. So it is not that you get a larger margin with a larger projectile, it's simply the projectile is physically larger and covers more space. Torbjorn, everyone's favorite Swedish dwarf. He is rocking it with an unfortunately low margin on the side, but a very high margin on the, well, a high margin on the top, not quite very high. And that is the tragedy that explains why I get sniped by Torbjorn so very often. Tracer, if she is capable of holding back on firing, she can fire to almost pinpoint accuracy, at least the first bullet, but you can see she doesn't actually get much of a boost. Now, that might be entirely irrelevant because her spread takes care of the vast majority. So right there you could see that I scored a bunch of headshots, mainly because of the bullet spread there as well. Back to the side to check, yep, it's about bullet spread that determines where Tracer's margin is. Otherwise, she's a none to low on the side and a mid margin on top. Moving over to Widowmaker. She is, when unscoped, a basic run-and-gun character. The side margin is none, you have to actually hit it, the top margin is mid, but she has spread like Tracer, so that can sometimes make her seem more devastating than she at first appears. When she switches to a scope, that's when things get interesting. She actually gets a boost to her top margin. You can see her here shooting the name of the character. Now, arguably, that could be qualified as mid. It depends on your distance. For everyone wanting to be an evil overlord, switch on your laser beam and slowly draw it towards the head of your victims. Zarya has a low to mid margin on the side and a mid margin on the top. Possibly mid to low, depending on how you look at it. This is all testing an uncharged laser beam, unboosted. Switching to single pulses, it seems to follow the same rules, mid on top. Last up, we have Zenyatta. Now, his projectiles and motions when firing are a little bit hard to follow. Every time he fires, the cursor moves to the left and right, which, if you fire in succession, can really distort things. But generally, it looks like he has a pretty low margin on the side, but possibly a very high margin on top. We'll see it when this robot comes back. Don't want to hurt that nice little guy on the left. Shooting just below the name counts. So thanks so much for watching Overwatch Tips. Check us out on Tumblr, and I look forward to seeing you in the game.